Al-Qaeda and the Wahhabis of Saudi Arabia don't disagree on substance. They disagree on power, who should have it. The huge amounts of economic rent that come from oil, if they come into a state that is already an autocracy or a autocratic kingdom or a dictatorship, tends to enhance the power of the state. If oil comes to a reasonable democracy like Canada or Norway, that doesn't change the nature of their governmental structure or their economics, they just get wealthier. But if it comes into a state such as Saudi Arabia or Russia, it tends to enhance the power of the state. The Saudis announced a little over a decade ago that it costs them about $1.50 per barrel to lift and process oil. Oil is selling now for close to $100 a barrel. That's a $98.50 profit. Are highly carcinogenic. Boyden Gray, a very distinguished American lawyer, did a detailed study of this and says that it shortens tens of thousands of lives every year in the United States simply from the carcinogenic nature of the octane enhancers. What can we do about this? There are several things to touch on, eat them only very briefly. First of all, alternatives, and we need to be able to have the open standard flexible fuel vehicle requirement, the right kind of plastic in the fuel line so that alcohol fuels, methanol, ethanol can be used along with gasoline to break oil's monopoly, gasoline's monopoly over transportation. Secondly, electrification, which will take longer because that requires new vehicles, but we can make some progress in that direction. Thirdly, increased efficiency for internal combustion engines, including modifications of existing ones, such as with electronic valves. And finally, using natural gas for heavy trucks, for fleet vehicles such as buses and the like. All of those approaches together could begin to make a rather substantial dent on the 70% of oil that goes for transportation in our current system. We need to do the same thing with oil, with alternatives adopted as quickly as we possibly can to make it boring.